G'day there guys and welcome back to the channel. As always, I want to say thank you. You're looking amazing today. It's your main man Markee and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. Now if you love today's stories, I want you to tell me what you think of them down in the comments. What are your personal experiences with this? Sit back, relax, chuck a prawn on the barbie and have a bloody good time. Thank you. Posted by user ThrowRA Hello Reddit. Titled, My 27 female, boyfriend's 28 male, best friend also 28 male, has been living with us and I don't like it. Hi, this is a throwaway because this is kind of personal. I've never made a post on this subreddit before, so let me know if I'm doing anything wrong. Sorry if this is long or for any grammatical mistakes. For background, I'm a 27-year-old woman. My boyfriend, 28 male, and I have lived together in our 2-bedroom house for about 2 years now. We live in a suburb outside a city in the US. I saw in the rules there was something about providing a general location. I hope this is enough. We met about 4.5 years ago when we were working at the same place and have been together for coming up on 4 years. We had planned to get married last summer but had to cancel it due to the pandemic. We both have parents who have health conditions and wanted them to attend. We're waiting for the vaccine to get more available to have our wedding since a wedding is something we both want. My boyfriend is a friend who I will call Bill. Bill and my boyfriend have been friends since childhood and attended school together. As children, Bill and my boyfriend were very close and did many things together. As I understand it, Bill's family was pretty dysfunctional. So my boyfriend and his parents, late 50s male-female, provided a lot of stability for him. Bill didn't go to college, and my boyfriend did. But they remained good friends as we all live in the same area. The entire time I've been with my boyfriend, he and Bill have been close, and I've gotten to know Bill. Before the pandemic, we would often go on double dates with Bill and Bill's girlfriend. This will become relevant later, but Bill has always had many girlfriends with the relationships never lasting very long. My boyfriend has implied to me that this stems from commitment issues from his childhood, but as someone who isn't by any means a psychologist, I can't speak to this. I've always liked Bill. He's friendly, kind, and funny. He's always been a great friend to my boyfriend, and I've gotten to the point where I consider him a friend, albeit not as close as him and my boyfriend. In May 2020, Bill lost his job and was unable to pay his rent. At the time, he didn't have a partner. Again, no stable girlfriends, and had no family to rely on. My boyfriend offered for him to stay with us. He asked me first, and I said I was happy to help Bill out until he got on his feet again, assuming it was temporary. At this point, Bill has been living with us since May, and to put it bluntly, I'm getting tired of it. In August, he was able to find a new job that, while I don't know the details, pays comparably to his last one. In response, he's helped with the utility bills and with the groceries, but made no move to move out. Now, I like Bill, and he's a good guest, but I feel like it's time for him to find his own place. Our house is very small, so it feels like I'm never alone with my boyfriend. It's always me, my boyfriend, and Bill. This is amplified because we're all in an area that has a lot of current cases, so we're all working from home and quarantining for the most part. In our country, many things are closed, so it's not even like my boyfriend and I can go on a date alone to a restaurant or something because of the pandemic. Around New Year's, I brought up to my boyfriend Bill finding his own place, while Bill wasn't present. While my boyfriend wasn't mad at me, he explained that he feels like we need to be there for Bill in his time of need. When I pointed out that Bill has a job and is much more financially secure now, my boyfriend said that Bill would be lonely if he moved into an apartment by himself now because of the pandemic. Furthermore, my boyfriend said that Bill was there for him when his brother, my boyfriend's brother that is, died in a tragic accident when they were all teenagers. Because of that, he says that he should be there for Bill now. He also said that he considers Bill a brother and is happy to do whatever for him. He brought up how my sister, 30 female, stayed with us for a month in the past when she was trying to get out of an abusive relationship. Coming out of that talk, I guess I've been confused. I go back and forth between feeling like I'm being irrational to want Bill out of our house and feeling like it's justified. Maybe I'm being too harsh about the whole situation. I don't know. From our talk, it doesn't seem like my boyfriend minds Bill living with us at all. I suppose I don't know where to go from here. Should I just let it all be and assume Bill will move out when he's ready? Should I talk to my boyfriend again? Should I bring it up with Bill? I considered doing this, but was worried it would be inhospitable and not my place, as he's much closer with my boyfriend. Anyway, thank you for any advice you can give me. I appreciate it in advance. Now in the comments, Caro SCP says, "Your boyfriend isn't being fair comparing a single month for your sister with the 8 months of Bill. Hardly on the same scale. If the only reason is he'll be lonely, it's not as if you want him removed from your lives completely or banning him from visiting. Does he really have no other friends or relatives to talk to? Does he not have a phone?" Right? That's exactly what I thought. And yes, I'm happy with Bill being in our lives. I just don't want him literally living with us. As for relatives, from what I understand, Bill's parents were addicts. His mother passed a few years ago, boyfriend went to funeral, and he's not in contact with his father. He has a half-brother who lives in another state that he talks with occasionally. He considers the boyfriend's family his family, and lived with them at various times as a kid, though to my knowledge, there was no formal arrangement. Most holidays he comes to my boyfriend's parents with us. They have other friends, and a friend group that consists mostly of boyfriend's college friends. Pre-pandemic, they would all go out drinking. I don't believe he's very close with any of them, though just my boyfriend. Ask him what his timeline on Bill moving out is. It doesn't need to be an exact day, but something to give you an idea of what he's asking of you here. Whatever else is the case, you deserve a rough timeline. Remember that this is your house too. There should be no situation involving people staying here that you both don't agree upon. Thank you for the advice. I'm a bit too much of a people pleaser, and sometimes struggle with getting my opinion heard. The last time I talked with my boyfriend, he said that maybe when things settled down with the pandemic, I might talk to him and try to get a more specific timeline. I get it. Having a girlfriend and best friend living with you during the pandemic is the best of both worlds. It's probably very comforting to him. But this isn't college. Bill has a job, and it's time for him to go and live as a couple again. I would bring it up with the boyfriend again, and also ask Bill what his timeline might be. Thank you. You're right. I think I will try and initiate a discussion with my boyfriend, and maybe try and bring up moving out casually with Bill. I've been Bill twice in my life. Both times I mostly kept to myself. First time had another roommate that I hung out with, and only hung out with the boyfriend when he wanted to. First time I thought all was good, and the girlfriend seemed happy. It wasn't until the second time that I realized I was straining their relationship, even if I spent most of the time in my room. I think couples need their space. Having a significant other and best friend around all the time isn't good for a relationship. He gets the best of both worlds, always has his best friend and always has his significant other. You get him when he wants what you provide more than what his best friend provides. The second time I moved out as soon as possible. Edit to add, I guess what I'm trying to say is Bill might not be aware that it's a strain on your relationship, but your boyfriend should know, and he should be proactive in getting him out, if it is an issue. And now on to the update. Hi. First off, thank you to everyone who offered support and advice on my last post. I really appreciate it. There has been some updates, and I wanted to ask for a bit more advice, so I'm posting again. The link for my original post is below. I took advice from some of the commenters and decided I was going to talk to both my boyfriend and Bill about Bill moving out. On Tuesday morning when my boyfriend was out jogging, I asked Bill when he thought he was going to get his own place. I tried to be casual and non-judgmental about it, but Bill responded in stride, apologizing for staying with us for so long and saying that he had been looking for an apartment. I took this as a good sign. On Wednesday, my boyfriend had a big presentation at work. It was virtual, so I decided to bring it up with him on Thursday after dinner. Bill was in his bedroom, and my boyfriend and I were watching TV in the living room. I told my boyfriend that I had talked to Bill about moving out, and it sounded like he'd been planning to do so soon. I honestly assumed that if he was truly planning to move out, he would have already told my boyfriend, as they're close. Boyfriend was immediately unhappy and told me that I shouldn't have told Bill that I wanted him to move out, which wasn't even what I said, because it probably made him feel bad. I told him that Bill didn't seem fazed by it, but my boyfriend said that I don't know Bill well enough to tell. He then started talking about how Bill has mental health issues, such as depression and anxiety, and living with us was helping him get over them. This is the first I've ever heard such a thing, though obviously I don't know everything about Bill, and he could very well have these issues. I was starting to get upset by this point, and told him that that was too bad if Bill had these issues, but they weren't our problem, and that Bill was still intruding on our home and relationship. We started fighting to the point I was nearly crying. At this point, Bill came out of his bedroom. Our home is a one-story, so everything is close together. He must have heard us and said that he was leaving if it was causing so much stress. My boyfriend tried to stop him, but he left in his car, though all his stuff was still at our place. After that, my boyfriend and I exchanged a few words, and I finally told him that I didn't want to fight that night when we were both tired and emotional, and I was going to stay the night at my sister's, 30 female. I took my laptop for work and a change of clothes, and went to the apartment my sister lives in, about 15 minutes away with her daughter. Yes, I know this sounds a bit hypocritical, but I was only planning on staying at my sister's for the night, not months. I worked online for my sisters today during the day. Boyfriend did not call me, and I did not call him. When I got out of work at 3, I drove back to my house to try and talk with my boyfriend. He wasn't there, and neither was Bill. This is odd as both work remotely during the day, and usually work until 4 or 5. All of their stuff is still here, so obviously Bill hasn't moved out. I've tried calling both of them, and they didn't pick up. I fed our cat and am just kind of sitting here waiting for them to call me back. I don't really know what to do. On another note, I've gotten several calls from my boyfriend's mother during the day. I didn't pick up, mainly because I was working, but also because I didn't really want her involved in everything that was going on. For reference, boyfriend's mother and I am not particularly close. We talk on holidays and at family get-togethers, not really happening now because of the pandemic, and when she calls our home to talk to my boyfriend, but not much outside of that. While she's always been nice to me to my face, I know she disapproves of us living together before marriage, as she is very religious. She has also had disagreements with my boyfriend about us not going to church frequently, but these have largely ended due to the pandemic. Needless to say, she doesn't really call me regularly, so I think her calls are probably about this situation, but I honestly have no clue what she could possibly have to say about it. I'm also confused as to why my boyfriend would even involve her, as they aren't really close. He talks to her regularly, but more out of obligation. I'm not sure if maybe he or Bill are at her place. I don't know. I guess I'm asking for advice. My sister thinks I should break up with my boyfriend. I'm not sure. We've planned and built a life together. We have been planning a wedding, and if it weren't for the pandemic, we would already have been married. I love him, but on the other hand, I feel slighted and unimportant. It's Valentine's Day weekend, and he's not even here, and is off who knows where. I'm just so confused, and feel like I don't even understand what is going on anymore. How could Bill be more important than me? I don't get it. Any input would be appreciated. I feel like I need an outside perspective. I'm sorry if this doesn't make sense. I'm pretty upset and emotional. Edit. Just talked to my boyfriend's mother. Apparently my boyfriend called Thursday night and said he was going up to their cabin this weekend. It's about an hour away with Bill. She couldn't get a hold of either of them and was calling me to see if I could because she wanted to remind them of how to take care of the cabin. I assume they're up there. The service is sketchy there, so that might be why I can't get a hold of either of them. Edit 2. Hi guys. This really blew up. Thank you for all of your comments and support. I appreciate it so much. I will try and respond. I just woke up a few minutes ago. Still can't get into contact with my boyfriend. I'm planning on going over to my sister's and talking it over with her. If we still can't get in contact, we might go up to the cabin. I don't know. She doesn't have her daughter this weekend because she's with her ex. Edit 3. Hi guys. Thank you for all the comments and advice. Some of you asked for an update, so I'm posting this. I did not go up to the cabin in the end. I left a voicemail to my boyfriend saying that I was worried and concerned and to please call me back. On the urging of my sister, I told him that his mum had told me where he was and that I was worried and would come up if I didn't hear back from him. After that, he did get back to me and we talked briefly. He said he just needed to blow off steam and that's why he went away. He said he would be back Monday and we would talk then. We both have work off for President's Day. He apologized for missing Valentine's Day. I felt bad but tried to stay calm because I didn't want to cause a scene. He initially said he was up there alone, but when I pointed out that his mum had said that Bill was with him, he agreed that Bill was with him. This kind of made me feel a little weird, but I don't know. I asked if Bill was okay, and he said yes, that he's fine, which is good, because after something you guys said, I was worried. I'm sorry I didn't respond last night. I stayed at my sister's with my cat. I saw some of you were worried. I would never leave her alone, at least not if I knew no one else was home, and wanted to get away from everything. Edit 4. Update. Hi guys, I just wanted to update you all on this situation because you deserved it after all the help you've given me. TLDR, we decided to break up. My now ex-boyfriend came back at around noon with Bill. Bill briefly apologized to me for everything that happened and then went back to his room. Boyfriend, still calling him this to reduce confusion, and I talked in the living room of our house, alone without Bill. I started and told him that I was sorry for overreacting on Thursday, but that I felt by running away and lying to me, he had breached my trust. I told him that I felt we should break up. Boyfriend agreed with me. He apologized for everything he did, for missing Valentine's Day, for running away all weekend, for everything with Bill. He sounded sincere. He was crying. I asked him why he'd reacted the way he did. You guys who said he was in a relationship with Bill were right. You can say I told you so, I suppose. According to him, he and Bill fooled around. His words, not mine, as kids, but stopped when my boyfriend's brother died when they were 17. He said they were not involved since then, but were just close friends. He said that things developed after Bill moved back in with us, but that it was never his intention, and that's not why Bill moved in with us. He claims he did not have sex with Bill while he was living with us, but that they did things this weekend. I don't know if that's true, though I doubt they could have been hooking up a lot because our place was so small and I was usually around. He said that when I confronted Bill about moving out, Bill in turn confronted him about deciding what he wanted. He says he freaked out and that he was confused and scared and overreacted and treated me bad. He says he's not gay or bisexual and insisted that he was straight and that he'd loved me. It was an emotional conversation. We were both crying. In the end, I told him that I was going to move out and that he could stay there. It sounded like Bill was staying too. I'm staying at my sister's now with my kitty and am going to start looking for an apartment. I'm doing okay. I'm still struggling and feel pretty horrible, but I'm starting to realize that it was probably good all of this came out before he became my husband. Thank you again for all of your help. I keep saying this, but I truly appreciate it. I know I didn't respond to everyone, but I read all your comments. I didn't see the updates for this until this last one. OP, I'm so sorry you have to experience this. Take the time off that you need for yourself. Gosh, so much pain. I'm so sorry you had to go through this, but you were so much better off. So glad you weren't married to him. I wish I could hug you. I'm so sorry. That would be so horrible, and I hope that you're doing okay and can have a couple of days for yourself. Thank you. Internet hugs, and I'm hanging in there. At least you have your cat, OP. I always find that cats know when something is wrong and can help ease the pain associated with these things. Thank you. You're right. She's curled up near me now. Can't even imagine what you're feeling. My only thought is that it's good you found this out now, rather than years down the road when you were married. Still doesn't make the pain any easier, I realize. Hang in there. Better things will come your way. Thank you. I feel pretty upset right now, but you're right. Good I found out now. G'day there guys, and that's the end of today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed it and were entertained by today's bloody good content. As always, I want to do a quick shout out and a thank you to all my channel members and Patreon subscribers. Your beautiful faces and names will be up on screen right now. Haven't forgot about you guys, sorry I was taking a little break there. So yeah, if you see yourself, give yourself a pat on the back. If you want to be on this screen, there's links down to the description below where you can sign up and help support the channel and all future projects that I'm going to be doing on this one. With all that said, I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, sleep, whatever you're up to. I'll see you in the next episode, and I do hope you enjoy it. Thank you.